two little quick little contents to talk about real quick. I'm gonna start with the Charleston White. Man, Charleston White, salute. You feel me? Like I said something that I kind of regretted like not too long ago. I said, man, like they want to put me on the main screen like a Charleston White because my mind is independent, and I always felt that Charleston White had an independent mind. That's what made him get his prominence because he gonna say what need to be said, not what people want to be fed and appeased to. You feel me? That's what freedom of speech is. But let me stay on my point. My point is though, I was like he played cadence to the white guy so much. But when I look at it in hindsight, he's doing what. Let me tell you this. Let me just put it like this real quick. Charleston White is a very complex man. He says some things that is tough to hear sometimes, and it sounds like sometimes it's like, damn, cuz, do you hate your people yourself? But I get his frustration the same way as I get older. I I don't like subscribe to like everything that people will be doing. Like so, for instance, the Hodge twins. But the Hodge twins have taken a strong position on Israel, you feel me? Against Israel and the evil that they committing on kids. And how could you not respect men that say, you know what? That's when you start looking at people different. You like, man, and then I think this is what get misconstrued with people. Educated black people and intelligent black people who love black people. Like I love being black. I don't love everything about being black. That's the crazy part because it sounds crazy to a person who never heard that. They're like, "What you mean you don't love everything about being black?" I don't love how a black person can be more aggressive with another black person and be as soft and gentle with the white person. Like be equal across the board. If you would be an equal threat, I don't love how that could be a event with 5,000 white people and 300 black people can be at that event, and somehow some black people end up fighting each other. Like nigga, no, cause it's only three. We already outnumbered, and we find each other to get at. I remember on New Year's Day many years ago, many years ago. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just keeping it real. I didn't help one of my homies out from back in the day because he started some shit. Like the niggas was looking at us crazy. And this New Year's celebration is many years ago. I was a teenager still. And I'm like, man, fuck them niggas, man. Let's keep it pushing, bitch. We out here to holler at women. And he just eyeballing these niggas. They eyeballing him. Next thing you know, bitch, we and him get a little separated, bitch. These niggas is bumping. I said, look at this shit, cuz. I'm not finna embarrass myself in front of these white folks, bro. So we back on the Charleston White point real quick. But Charleston White and why I got 17 people in here, I need y'all to feel offended or agree. But I need to capture the moment. I love what Charleston White said about Charlie Kirk. You can't compare him to no Martin Luther King. He was a content creator. Martin Luther King was a uniter. Yes, he tried to galvanize and bring everybody together. Charlie Kirk clearly struck division. My argument in defense of Charlie Kirk was freedom of speech, and he started standing up against Israel and got whacked the moment he started resisting Israel and start dropping all that propaganda shit. So my heart goes out to the Candace Owens who doing her diligence to try to find out who killed Charlie Kirk. But let's not get this misconstrued. Charlie Kirk scrote that racist shit like a demagogue, a populist. You know what a populist is? Somebody that try to appeal to the popular opinion. This is a fallacy. Anybody know about fallacies? You try to appeal to popularity. That's certain. You got to appeal to ignorance. You got an appeal to celebrity. These are different fallacies. Charlie Kirk said the majority of people in America are white, and the majority of white people who you don't get to come in contact with, whether they come in contact with black people, because it's so many white people that we can meet white people and meet non-racist white people. But just because you meet this non-racist white person doesn't mean that the majority of their family don't like niggas. You just been getting lucky and meeting some good white people because we've all met them. But you clearly ain't been around the country if you ain't seen these gas rallies that they have, full of white folks saying, fuck these niggas. So Charlie Kirk was a populist who appealed to that shit. That's why he was such a threat, because now that he got these populist white people saying who don't like niggas, all of a sudden they paying attention to Israel. Now they turning that, okay, we not liking these niggas, and these niggas is not our problem. That's what became the problem. Hold up, keep looking at the niggas, man. Keep looking at the niggas. The niggas is the problem. No, Charlie, like, nah, y'all. I know I've been popping my shit, and now that I got everybody's attention, you know how motherfuckers say, now that I got y'all attention, this is the real enemy. And then they took his ass out. Okay, bitch, see, you want to pop that real shit. So, Sean Yates, debate me on it. Let's do some Charlie Kirk shit. I'm a debating ass dude. You feel me? I like that here. Retrospectives and different alternate points and whatnot. So, what's your point? If you want to be counterintuitive to what I'm saying, how could it be BS? Explain to me. Explain to me, Mr. Yates, because I'm telling you, if I just look at the things he said. No, I know I totally take you with respect, but what I'm saying is, if you're gonna tell me Charlie Kirk didn't appeal, let's understand what populist mean. Populist is a person who appeals to the popular opinion. It's called in ethics. I learned this shit in college. It's called cultural relevantism. You can, I don't know if you ever went to college, but if you ever do, take an ethics class and learn about cultural relevantism. It's when it's people ability to try to adapt. We all do it. Don't have a mind where they can think for themselves. So they go with what they say. What do you think? If they see a bunch of people, they did that shit with the FBI test one time, or like a field test, where everybody was looking at some shit and they knew they was looking like a different color, but everybody in the room said what they saw was a different color. And then that one guy who they was, mind you, it was 20 people. Let's just say 20 people in the room, and we looking at the color yellow, but we all saying it's blue. If 19 of us says damn blue, this motherfucker gonna be like, I remember one time I was in a rural country place telling my personal story. And I bet these niggas was country. These niggas was telling me that it's 52 states, and we made a big bet about this shit. I say, bro, it's not no 52 states, but I was the only person amongst these guys saying it's 50 states. I swear to God, this is at least about 20 years, not 20 years, about 15 years ago. And so I say, these motherfuckers, so many of them saying it was 52 states, I start to doubt myself. I say, what the fuck? 52 states? Where's these extra 2 states from? Not understanding, I called you out for one thing. My bad, I'm looking back at what you say now and say, word me to respectfully. What rally was is I called you out one. You're not making sense, bro. You speaking incoherent with fragmented sentences, which leads me to think you're a bot, because the way either you're typing too fast or you're doing talk to text. You need to think out what you're saying and write it in a way it could be understood. You said what rally was is. I called you out for one thing. You know exactly what I'm at. Oh yeah, this is either a bot or illiterate son of a bitch. This guy, if I need to figure out what I could do where people can see what's being text. I don't know if any of y'all can see what's being typed, but this guy's incoherent as shit. I'm not gonna time you out only because maybe you're a kid or something, but I'm gonna educate you if you stay enough. So my point is this: Charlie White, Charlie, I'm getting their names mixed up. Charleston White was correct for what he said about Charlie Kirk. Two different people. You can't compare him to a martyr like Martin Luther King. You could call him a martyr because at the end of the day, he went against Israel, and he didn't go fully hard. That's one thing I want that to be clear too. Charlie Kirk didn't go hard down against Israel like he could have been. Tucker Carlson has done the battle. He fought the fight, the good fight, or whatever you want to call it. If Tucker Carlson was to get killed, he would be more of a martyr than Charlie Kirk was, because Charlie Kirk was still to his dying breath saying, "I'm all for the state of Israel." Bro, at some point, bro, you can't have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That's probably what's aggravating Israel. They're like, hold up, bro, you sucking our dick behind the scene, glazing us up, and then you get in front of all these white people and you talking this fuck us shit. That's probably what made them mad. You have to be full onslaught, hey man, Israel is extorting my country, extorting my white people. See, if you're gonna be a white populist and you're gonna appeal to the mass of white people, you gotta be stunt. That's what you think MAGA was supposed to be. Trump got out there and said, man, listen, it's Make America Great, which was supposed to be Make America Great Again was supposed to be code word, code talk for I'm finna have shit like it used to be in the 40s. We gonna be running shit. Ain't no outside influences. These niggas is gonna be working for us, and these Mexicans ain't gonna be all over the place with all their own businesses. That was the cold little underlying text. That was the little small sub print. And so when he got in there and they realized, damn, I thought you said you were gonna release the Epstein file. I thought you said you were gonna do this and do that. And they realized this shit feels the same. This is on autopilot. It feel like Joe Biden's still the president. If we was all in a coma for the last 12 years or even 16 years, what's different? Ain't shit different. Only thing that's different is who we seeing talking this rhetoric. So let me. I'm gonna answer you two more times, and then I might end up putting you because I get distracted sometimes when I see these texts. I'm trying not to put you in time. Okay, I'm gonna go with Bushuka. Bushuka said Charlie stood with Israel. Yes, Charlie did stand with Israel for 90% of his career. Right? Let's just say he had a 6-year window of popularity. 5 years and 6 months. Outside of that, the months, he was like, hold up, because guess what? His base, one thing about it, bro, you only as good as the base and the people that you reach. What got him his money, let me pay this guy one more attention because I'm starting to think we got a complete idiot. And when I say idiot, I mean it respectfully. Idiot is on the IQ. It's an IQ expression. Same way you got a genius, which is at the top of the scale, for somebody with the highest level of intellect. Somebody with the lowest level of intellect is called the idiot. So if I call you an idiot, just know I'm not insulting you. I'm giving you the actual term of what I believe your IQ level could possibly be. So let me see what you're saying. What rally was it? I don't know what that meant. True, I think you keeping the real stuff saying they're racist at rallies. What's that? The media said at least. No, the media, I don't listen. I have discernment. I watch everything that you're watching, but we have different discernment. But this is what I mean by racist. I never said there was racist at rally, but I can see why you would draw that opinion, and I'm gonna tell you why you draw that opinion. If I go to a Black Panther rally, and you probably never heard of the Black Panthers, if I go to a Charles, I can't use Charleston White because he don't talk shit about white people. He's an equal person across the board. But if I went to Black Israel Hebrew, whatever they call themselves, if I went to one of those Hebrew Israelite black guys and they popping their shit, the white man this and that, and I'm in the crowd, everything they say, yeah, yeah. I paid money to see these guys. One could easily draw the opinion, conclusion, that I align with their thinking. I might can't articulate myself to say what they're saying, so I come to be influenced by them. So if I got a guy on stage, Charlie Kirk, popping this shit, all the blacks. See, he wasn't, see, the problem, the difference, see, you gotta be down the rabbit hole. I'm deep down this rabbit hole. So motherfucking, the Nick Fuentes, Charlie Kirk is no Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes is far, far right. Far, super far right. But he can only even go so far because he's a Mexican to me, but I respect his opinions. But at the end of the day, Nick Fuentes' ideology, far right. Charlie Kirk, dibble and dabble. He'll have a black person, because if he was super far right, he would have never had Candace Owens. Because the real racists don't give a damn what shit you popping. I done lived in some redneck places before. A real racist, I don't give a fuck how much you hate niggas. I can't get past the fact that I'm looking at a nigga when I talk to you. They just can't. I seen a real racist get his face beat in one time by a big ass nigga. Nigga said, cuz you use the word nigga one more time, I'm gonna beat your ass. And he beat the shit out that cracker. And when he knocked the cracker out. Soon as the cracker woke up, face bloody as shit, He went back to saying nigga. You couldn't beat no fear into this cracker. That's a real fucking Ray. He was standing on business. You know how many videos around YouTube, Facebook that you can go see a white person talking that shit, get punched in that shit, then all of a sudden, I love you, bro. That ain't real racist. That's a misled motherfucker. A motherfucker who's standing on business? Bitch, man, I don't give a fuck how bad you whoop my ass. This is in my heart and my soul. I hate your guts. So Charlie Kirk wasn't that person. He was a person that was a populist like Donald Trump. Him and Donald Trump got something in common. If this is what y'all want to hear, and this is gonna give me a big crowd, guess what? Fucking goddamn, I'm gonna say what the hell I'm gonna feed y'all. So people look at a Charlie Kirk who don't have that charisma, because that's one thing he have, right? Trump got charisma. Charlie Kirk he couldn't have made it to where he was at in life if he didn't have charisma. So you got this charm. I might not have this charm, but what I do got is the bag. I got the money. That's what a sponsor is. I can sponsor you and I can get my message through you because the motherfucker don't want to hear what I got to say, but I got the money. So I will sponsor you and put this money behind you, Mr. Charisma, Mr. Populist. But this money buys loyalty. You go against me, I put this money on your fucking top. You see how I can prop you up with this money and I can put you down with this money. So you choose. You see what the FCC dude you got there say, we do this the easy way or the hard way. I can prop you up with this money and give you a night show and have you broadcast the millions, or I could take your ass off the air. Now you just a nigga on YouTube like me. Build you up, tear you down with the same damn money. So Charlie Kirk was that. He was a commentator. He was a content creator. Martin Luther King was a person for the most part. He died poor, bitch. Martin Luther King wasn't no millionaire. Fucking he wasn't no broke nigga either. But his shit came off the strength of donations of people saying, okay, you can stay at our church and we're gonna put you in the hotel, this and that. He wasn't at the Ritz-Carlton when he died. Bitch, they had the Waldorf Astoria back then. He wasn't there. He was at some fucking cheap-ass motel doing his deeds, trying to motherfucker get the word out. He was going to protest at a damn for like I want to use the word waste management. It wasn't the company waste management, but it was waste workers for people that carry trash and shit. That's what he was doing. It wasn't even no civil right. He was doing labor talks. So this is a person all across the board fighting for everybody to have equal pay and equal rights versus a guy saying, no, I'm fighting just Charlie Kirk. If people wanted to know who Charlie Kirk was the closest comparison I could say to a Charlie Kirk, which is Huey P. Newton. I love Huey P. Newton. Probably one of my favorite out of all. Huey P. Newton was a person that was very intellectual. He would debate you all fucking day. But he loved his black people. It was black people first and everybody second. That's what Charlie Kirk was. White people first, everybody second. Versus a Martin Luther King is but the only problem with Charlie was, even though it was everybody first, it was Israel first and then everybody first and then black people. And when he started to change that opinion due to the white people who said, hold up, Charlie, one thing about most rednecks and shit, they gonna hold each other accountable. And his people start holding him accountable. And nobody want to be alienated. I don't care who you are. You do not want to be alienated. Charlie wanted to hear your thoughts. He wanted to challenge your thoughts. Let me use a Charleston White point. Charleston White brought up a brilliant point because I didn't know about Charlie until he died. I had heard the name, but I had never watched none of his videos. That's why I call him a content creator, because like he didn't move the needle to where you just had to know about this guy. But this is what I'm gonna say about the Charlie and I'm gonna respectfully answer that what you just said. Charleston White said he debated little boys. Now watch this. I watched Charlie Kirk debate this guy in Oxford. It was an Oxford debate where he debated this black guy with dreads. It was a brilliant debate. I liked actually a lot of Charlie Kirk points. I thought even though the black guy was clearly winning, and Charlie Kirk he resorted to this, and this is what I'm gonna make a quick point of what I believe. When he started seeing that the crowd started responding, because you know you could tell during the debate it's like a freestyle battle or something. The ooh and the ah, people literally like you could see them clapping and applaud and they'll laugh. Like at one point he says to Charlie Kirk, Charlie, he said, well, you did a lot of talking. And everybody laughed because he's basically saying you're doing a whole bunch of talking and you ain't saying nothing. Get to these during the debate. You can't do what I'm doing now. You gotta have a quick point, like a prong. Then you gotta go to your second prong and your third prong. You know, like little bullets when you write and making points. You gotta get impact statements, get it across, and then you gotta be receptive to hear it. And then you gotta rebuttal that, and then move to the. That's how a debate format's supposed to work. So when you just talking and then you start over talking, and then usually what Charlie Kirk did was he challenged you to a debate on his terms. What I mean by that is he got all his people in the background. That's like, let me make it again to a rap comparison. If I went to a rap battle in your neighborhood and all your homeboy, and I'm giving you the hardest bars, and niggas is sitting there like they unimpressed, and you saying some weak shit, and they're like, ooh, that is that really a debate? A debate is typically in front of people with neutral opinion, don't have leaning here, there, don't know about too much of both. It's to get to know these people better. That's what town hall meetings is for. He didn't have town hall meetings. He had his turning point people there at the event who was down to hear what he had to say, and he challenged you to come to the event full of his people and debate him. Now the cool part about that, you got to be a hell of a motherfucker, but if you was this hell of a person that could debate, maybe you can win over some of his people because you're inviting that by having these people on. But the reality of it is that the person paid to this event to see you, they ain't trying to be persuaded by it. They just want to hear you validate the reasons that they already think. So is it really a debate? No, it's not. You see what happened, and I'm challenging you, go look at the Oxford debate. The crowd was not hearing kicking that shit. He was shocked because he used to a turning point event where he got all his people there to stand them up on his points. Versus somebody could be making a valid point. Like I seen when he was talking to the black kid. The black kid said something. He tried to misconstrue the kid words, and I realized oftentimes, not all the time, but oftentimes when you're black and you're debating a white person in front of other white people, they result back to elementary shit. They don't just they maybe a slight little underlying insult or whatever. They say, "Oh, well, I expect you to be limited in your education and whatnot." They might say something, and guess what? That undermines everything what you're trying to talk about. So that's what I feel. I feel that yeah, he had a debate setup. It was a unique setup that nobody has ever tried. Most people just kick their rhetoric. But that debate style is what got him that popularity because it made it look like it was fair when it wasn't a fair fight. You going on his premise. Now, like I said, he's went on other people's premise, and when he have, and guess what? He looked like a regular guy that was misaligned with what the majority opinion was. But when you got the majority opinion as the audience, and then you going against a minority opinion, guess what? They're gonna more likely side with you. So go back to Charleston White. Now, I appreciate you for looking this long. So if you leave, bro, I appreciate the fact that you really did do me a solid by at least hearing what I had to say. I hate people that make a pose a point and then they run. You feel me? Don't run. Catch what I got to say, whether you agree with it or not. So I appreciate that. But I'm gonna say something that's probably gonna offend you. That's why I just said I appreciate you staying this long because I'm getting back to my general point. Charleston White wasn't wrong for saying, don't you ever compare Martin Luther King with Charlie Kirk. One was a civil rights activist, the other one was a populist. He was loved, yes indeed, but they were two different people. Died. And in another way, he explained that what Charleston White said for all the people who mad at Charleston White. Both guys was killed by a white. But imagine if Charlie Kirk was killed by a black guy. Oh fucking God! Can you imagine? I know you can imagine if you really like Charlie Kirk. She can't, bitch. It will be a fucking baby civil war. It really can't even call it a civil war because white people outnumber us. But if you consider the white people that's scary as fuck, they ain't gonna want no smoke. So that kind of helps the numbers out. But what don't help is we don't run our military. We in the military, but we don't run that shit. So fucking we can't order no troops to say, man, stand down or this and that. So that'll be a quick. I always wondered how that would work. It would A new civil war wouldn't be on the same way that a civil war would have went back in the days. Because you got so many black people at high ranks that we don't know. And these black people would be idiots, complete idiots, to think that, okay, we're gonna help kill out all the black people and we get to keep our life. Bitch, please. Now that you done killed these niggas, it's only 20 of you niggas left, bond. Let's kill you niggas. You don't get to sit with Massa on the throne. So it's more complex than it would have been, so black and white back in the days if it was civil war. So I say all that to say, white people, you would still have these white people who would be like, man, black man killed Charlie Kirk. You see how they trying to do, bro? Perfect example, bro. Now I'm finna lead me to my second prong of my conversation. I'm gonna bring up the baby. The baby just did a song, right? And he catching backlash behind doing a video of this girl who got killed on a train in Charlotte. Last year, maybe TV fucking clapping his ass, like being a pop. That's what he's doing. Just hey, white people, look at me, look at me. The same white people he's selling our country off, but he jumps at every chance he just get in front of a damn camera like a politician. And hey, look, the white guy wasn't wrong. He was right for choking this black guy to death. Soon as this shit come out with the black guy stabbing him, oh, let's give him the death penalty. She's not. If Trump was being, and I'm just talking about people in general, but I'm using Trump as an example. If people were consistent, if he just stayed consistent would be, hey, she was a foreigner. Because if had it been a white guy killed a black foreigner, he would have been like, he was a foreigner. He wasn't even supposed to be in this country. So at the end of the day, what it really was mental illness, but nobody gonna talk about that. But my whole point, just like this mentally ill guy who choked the guy, what's worse? Stabbing in the neck or being choked out slowly? Because I'm gonna tell you what it's told me about society. In both cases, with the black guy being choked out, with the white girl being stabbed in the neck, ain't nobody do shit. Everybody look like, man, I'm glad it ain't me. White people was there. Ain't no white guy jumping her defense. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. This Civil War shit ain't going to be, if it was to be ever a Civil War, it ain't going to work out like a lot of motherfuckers think, because a lot of people ain't prepared. A lot of people deer in headlights, bullet past their fucking ear, like certain presidents I know, they fucking shift their whole damn career. People, it's easy to talk that war shit until you've been in the shootout before. If you ain't never been in no, I don't, let me leave that at a point. Let's get back to this damn the baby shit. So I found myself taking a position in defending the baby, and I thought that was full evolution of myself, because I looked at this video and I thought it was a unique video. He ends up saving the white girl life, and I said,